SBA Publications.
Hello students, how is everyone? Today I am here with another interesting chapter of your English literature. That is going to be our chapter number 6 and its name is very beautiful, Ganga, the Holy River. So in this chapter we are going to read about the holy river Ganga and how it came down on earth from the heavens. So let us start with the reading. Samir and his grandmother were sitting and talking about Indian culture. So this boy is Samir and this is his grandmother. She is telling him about the Indian culture. What is she telling him? Samir suddenly remembered seeing a TV program in which a lot of people were praying near the ghats of Ganga and releasing the ashes in the river. So he suddenly remembers that he has seen a program on TV in which people pray near the ghats of Ganga, the river, and they release the ashes into it. He also recalled that the river was very dirty. He also remembered that the river is very dirty. He wanted to find out why the river was dirty and asked his grandmother, why do people pray on the banks of the river Ganga and throws ashes into it? So this boy is very curious to know why the river is dirty and why people pray on its banks and why do they release or throw ashes into the river. So he is confused why and how. One thing he notices that people are praying over there. Another thing is they also throw ashes into it. So why? This is the curiosity of a child of your age. Grandmother replied, the Ganga is a holy river. It is a holy river, keep it in your mind. And people release the ashes of their dead relatives in it so that their souls may find salvation. So she is telling her grandson that people worship it because it is a holy river and they release the ashes of their dead relatives into it. Why? So that their souls can be salvated. Now, I remember mother saying that salvation is the rest of the soul after death. What is salvation? The rest of the soul after death, added Samir. According to legends, the Ganga was in heaven, but it was brought down to the earth and became a holy river. So grandmother is saying that according to the legends or the ancient stories, the Ganga was in heaven. It was not on the earth. It was in heaven and it was brought down on the earth and it became a holy river. Long ago, there lived a king, Sagar, in Ayodhya. So there was a king, Sagar, in Ayodhya, who had two wives. He had two wives. Kesini was his first wife, and they had a son, Asamanjas. But he was very cruel. So the boy, Asamanjas, whose name also is a very kind of a negative name, so he was very cruel. However, Kesini's grandson, Anshuman, was kind and brave. So, although her son was not a very good person, but her grandson was very kind and brave, said the grandmother. Sumati was his second wife. The name of the second wife is Sumati. And she had 60,000 sons. 60,000 sons she had, but they were very proud and were not liked by the people. So these 60,000 people were very proud and nobody liked them. Continued grandmother. King Sagara became very strong and powerful. He had a huge empire, but he wanted to expand the boundary of his empire and let people know who was the king of the land so that they would not be confused. So he wanted to increase his empire and how that used to happen. To do this, King Sagara performed the Ashwamedha Yagya. So there used to be a rite which used to be called Ashwamedha Yagya, in which a king will like set a horse free from its stable, and wherever the horse would go, the entire land will be owned by the king. So he selected a good horse from his stable and let him roam wherever he wanted to go. So this is how the empires were expanded. Interest, Samir asked, what would happen if someone stopped the horse? So Samir is questioning what would happen if someone is stopping the horse. Stopping the horse meant challenging the king's authority. So you're challenging the king's authority and a fight would start. So it would turn into a war. But anyone who let the horse pass would be protected by the king, but anyone who is not disturbing the horse, they will be protected by the king. However, the gods were unhappy with the 60,000 sons of King Sagara, as they were very cruel. So the gods were very unhappy with those 60,000 cruel people. The gods felt that the world would be a better place without them. So the gods themselves thought that without these 60,000 cruel people who were the sons of King Sagara, the world would be a very nicer place. So Indra, the king of gods, came down to the earth disguised as a demon. So Indradev, he disguised himself as a demon. He stole the horse and hid it, said the grandmother. So he stole the horse and he hid it somewhere. And Samir asked, but if Indra stole the horse, how could King Sagara establish his power? So if the horse is stolen, how will the king establish his power? Who asked this? Samir asked. Very good, Samir. The king was very upset. So the grandmother is very proud with the question of her grandchild. The king was very upset with this. He called his 60,000 sons to go and find the horse. Now the king is asking his sons to find the horse. They looked far and wide but could not find the horse. Finally, they came across a wise man, Kapil Muni, deep in meditation. So they came across a wise man who is a Muni, who is a sage. His name is Kapil Muni, and he is into his deep meditation. The horse stood near him. So the horse, it stood near the Muni. The 60,000 sons did not know that Kapil Muni was a sage, and these people, they don't know that he is a sage, and they thought that they had found the thief, and they thought that he is the thief who has stolen their horse. The king's son ran shouting towards the sage. So they started shouting and they ran towards him. He was suddenly disturbed from his prayers. Kapila Muni opened his eyes and glared at them. All the 60,000 sons turned into ashes, continued the grandmother. So what happened? When they ran towards the Muni, it disturbed his deep meditation, and when he got out of his meditation, he opened his eyes. He had this power that he could turn all of them into ashes. So all 60,000 people were turned into ashes just by a glare of the sage. Samir exclaimed, "Oh, what happened then?" But what has that to do with the river Ganga now? Samir is surprised at first, then what happened? But then he realizes that I was listening a story of river Ganga, and where is Ganga in this story? So he's asking, what has that to do with Ganga? Well, when King Sagara did not find his sons, he was worried. So when the king was not able to find his sons, he got worried. Every parent would be. He sent his grandson Anshuman to find out. Then he sent his grandson, who was a very nice person, Anshuman, to find that out. Anshuman, being brave, finally found the horse, but he was puzzled by the 60,000 heaps of ashes. So he was able to find the horse, but when he found the horse, he saw 60,000 heaps of ashes lying on the ground. Then the king of birds, Garuda, told Anshuman to take away the horse to complete the yajna. He also told Anshuman about what happened to his uncles. Upset, Anshuman asked Garuda what he could do about it. So now, Anshuman, when encounters all of this, he then finds the king of birds, who is Garuda. He asks him, what am I supposed to do now? So Garuda tells him that let your horse free now first, so that the yajna gets completed. And then he tells the story, what happened with his uncles, how they turned into ashes. And now Anshuman is worried, and he's asking, what am I supposed to do now? What do I do? So Garuda told Anshuman that to send the souls of his uncles to heaven, their ashes must be washed in the Ganga. So if he wants to send his uncle's soul to heaven, the ashes must be washed in river Ganga. But the Ganga was in heaven. Ganga is not on the earth, it's in the heaven. And it had to be brought down on the earth first. The yajna was complete, but neither King Sagara nor Anshuman or Dilip, who became the next of kings, could find a way to bring the Ganga down, said the grandmother. So the yajna was complete, but they could not find a way, even to the next generation. He was not able to find a way to bring Ganga down. Then what happened, grandmother? Asked Samir. The next king, Bhagiratha, was a brave king, but he had no sons who could become the next king, and he was also troubled by seeing ashes. He left his kingdom with his ministers and went to the Himalayas to pray and do penance. Penance is tapasya. Lord Brahma was very pleased by Bhagiratha's devotion. After hearing his troubles, Brahma granted him both the wishes. So he did penance and he was able to please Lord Brahma, and then he was pleased and he granted him both his wishes. And what were his wishes? First one is he wanted a son who could be the next king, and he wanted to send the souls of his great granduncles, grandparents to the heaven, and for that he needed to bring Ganga down to the earth. But he added that the earth was not strong enough to bear the flow of Ganga. Brahma tells him that the earth is not strong enough to bear the flow of Ganga. So you can imagine, or I don't think anyone can, how much powerful the flow of Ganga would be. So Bhagiratha must seek help from Shiva, and for that Bhagiratha needs help from Lord Shiva. Grandmother continued. Then Bhagiratha prayed to Shiva. Shiva was very pleased. Now he prayed to Shiva and he was also pleased. He promised to help Bhagiratha. However, Ganga was very proud as she was the favorite of the gods. So Shiva agreed to help him, but Ganga was very proud because she was the favorite of all the gods. She thought that she would sweep away even Shiva by her force. So she was so proud that she thought she would sweep away even Lord Shiva by her force. Ganga, with all her force, fell on Shiva's head. So she fell on Shiva's head by all her force, and to teach Ganga a lesson, Shiva stopped her flow by his matted hair. So he stopped her flow by the help of his hair. Bhagiratha was troubled and he started praying once again. So he prayed once again because his problem was not solved by this action. Pleased, Shiva allowed the Ganga to flow gently. Now, when Shiva is pleased, he allows Ganga to flow from his head very gently on the earth. The waters of Ganga divided into 7 streams. So it divided into 7 streams when it fell on the earth. 3 flowed towards the east and 3 flowed toward the west. One stream followed the chariot of Bhagiratha. So one stream was following the chariot of Bhagiratha. The stream that followed Bhagiratha was so beautiful that all the gods assembled to see it. So the stream was so beautiful that all the gods assembled to see the flow. Bhagiratha then performed the holy rites. So then he was able to perform the holy rites for the 60,000 sons. Their souls could finally reach the heavens. So this is how their souls could finally reach the heavens. Delighted, Samir said aloud, so because the Ganga came down from heaven, it is believed to be holy. Oh, that's why this river is holy, because it came down from the heavens. But Samir still looked puzzled. He was still puzzled. Why? He asked his grandmother, if the Ganga is holy, then why do people make it so polluted? Why is it so dirty? Should it not be kept clean? It should be clean. It came from the heavens. No. Smiling a little, grandmother said, Samir, that is a very good question. Why don't you ask this question to your classmates and find out? So she's saying, why don't you talk about this to your friends? And also find out the ways that people become aware about the cleanliness of Ganga. Also find out the ways how can you keep the river clean. So that was the story. I hope that is very interesting and very intriguing for you people. Now let us look at the vocabulary. Empire. Empire means a group of countries that are controlled by one ruler. A group of countries, not cities. Mated means forming a thick mass. Penance means a religious act one performs to ask for forgiveness from God. Rite means a religious ceremony. Salvation means being saved from harm after death. So after death, you get rest. Soul. Soul is the spiritual part of a person that is believed to be different from the body. Okay. So that's it for the chapter. Now we have this exercise which you have to practice by yourself. I hope you enjoyed the chapter. I will come back soon with another interesting chapter. Till then, keep on learning. Bye-bye.